This is the Triple Special Podcast. Welcome back, episode 8. Yo, how we doing tonight, brother?
Ah, we're living.
How
We're
was your
living on a
fourth?
li- How's my what?
Your fourth?
Ah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I just finished getting over that weekend hangover, and now I'm on another weekend hangover from the England block party.
I was gonna ask, how was it with Lee Bryce?
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who the fuck Lee Bryce was.
In
I don't listen to country
retrospect,
music.
he's big in country, but he's not like a Luke Bryan or like a Florida Georgia Line or something. He's not really selling out big stadiums. He's kind of like a theater guy.
Yeah, I mean the concert was good. I went into it with an open mind. I listen to all music with an open mind. If there are chords in it and it makes noise, it's for me. I love music.
Well,
But
if you're gonna listen to country, he's a good one to listen to.
yeah, his music had like, how do I word it? His music had some balls to it. He I don't know. I hate that yeehaw real twangy stuff. That doesn't do it for me.
Did he play Parking Lot Party?
Yes, and the place went nuts.
Yeah, that's like his.
Well, the whole thing was basically one big parking lot party. He was set up right across the street, and the like audience lot was in a parking lot.
How many people were there? Was it like more than you were expecting?
So it was projected that there would be about 50,000, and I would bet every one of those 50,000 were in and out of the city during the day. It was packed.
When was the last time you think Pottsville seen 50,000 people in one day?
Well, Pottsville Maroons.
That's a fucking throwback. Back when they were good.
Pottsville Maroons beating the Arizona Cardinals. Or I think at that point, weren't they the Chicago Cardinals at that point?
What year was that?
Oh, geez, I don't know. That's the Cardinal curse, though.
Yeah, they're probably still in Chicago.
I think they might have been.
I'll look her up.
Either way, it was packed. It was a good time. Took a nice little picture with Dick Yingling. That's pretty cool.
My favorite was Mad Dog's face in that.
Oh, did you see the picture?
He sent in the group chat.
Oh yeah. That's right.
He looks like you're taking your kid.
Yeah, we were taking our we took our Make a Wish friend to go see Mr. Yingling.
That's what it fucking looks like too.
Mad Dog just looks goofy
With his fucking jersey on, big old smile.
with his beard that goes down to his belly button.
Did you enjoy some Yingling?
I did.
I know that's not your favorite.
No, it's really not. But when I'm drunk enough, I'll drink anything, and the flights were going down pretty easy.
Was it kind of like a when in Rome thing?
Yes. When at the Yingling block party, I drink Yingling.
Now, I saw people had like these big ass like containers. Like
Yeah,
cups.
I got one.
Were they like when you go to a baseball game, you get one on cups and you get a refill with it? Like
So
get a discount?
the cup itself was $10.
That's not bad.
It was a pretty sizable cup. So you had to buy tickets. Each ticket was $4. So with that ticket, you could either get one regular like little cup of beer, one of the like little white cups,
Mm-hmm.
or you could get your mug filled up. So you spend $10 on the mug. Depending on how much you drink, it's going to pay for itself within 3 or 4 beers because you're getting. If you get 3 in the little cups, compared to that mug filled up 3 times, you're probably at about 5 beers with it filled up 3 times.
Did they fill the whole thing up too per ticket?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they brim it.
so you're probably making your money back on the first jug alone.
It honestly might be a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to spend that $10 to get the mug to begin with.
Did you
No, I thought that was really reasonable.
now how long did it go? Or like was it did it start in the morning or
Now he wasn't playing in the morning, but the block party itself was going on. Yeah, we got there around 2. We stopped into a bar. I'm actually going to give a bar a little plug here. Crimson House in Pottsville. That poor bartender. There was one bartender in there for like an entirely packed bar. Made sure to tip him really well. He was working his ass off.
oh I could have oh and let's be honest, people from that area are not the nicest when it comes to not getting their alcohol on time.
No, no, they're not. Some people were like coming in, seeing that it was taking forever, and like making comments and leaving. Like, what do you want the guy to do?
He could be the best guy in the world. It's only one of them, you know.
Yeah, no, he was really nice to us. We kind of said to him like, "Hey, this is a rough task you have going on." He's like, "Well, everyone else that's going to be here tonight is either just starting or like I guess they just got rid of a bunch of people or something like that. A bunch of people quit on them.
Like
So I don't know.
the hindsight of that those imagines like how much he probably made in tips that night.
From being in the service industry, I always tip well. Um, and Mad Dog tips better than I do. So he made $12 off 2 people. I know that.
I know
And
my
neither of our bills were more than like $25.
like that's fantastic. That's a
So
great. My dad always said tip your bartender and your barber.
yes, yeah. I also tip my tattoo guy.
Oh, that's also I don't have any of those, so I assume if I did, I'd do the same.
And anyone who's gonna alter the way I look in a positive way, I'm gonna tip them.
And especially tattoo because like they have to sit there. I don't know how long yours took, but sometimes they take like 8 or 9 hours.
None of mine took that long. All of mine were within 3. I also don't have any like massive
Mm-hmm.
pieces.
But like if he's sitting there for 10 hours, he deserves a little extra.
Oh yeah.
I could barely sit at work for 7.5 without like my ADHD kicking in, and I'm you know looking out on squirrels.
I feel you there.
I'd love to get a tattoo, but I can't pull the trigger on it. I'm just too like uncertain about what I want to get.
For a tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do. So me and my parents sometimes butt heads on me having them, but I do take the old school approach of like make sure you get something that's meaningful to you because you're gonna have it for the rest of your life.
So like the one I've been toying around with most was the four beasts of Daniel. It's from the Bible. It's hold on. Let me see here. It like represents the four kingdoms in olden days. So it's like it's a lion with a wing of an eagle with eagle's wings.
Okay,
Uh, a big
that kind of
ass
sounds like a
bear.
griffin. Okay,
Uh, four-headed leopard with wings, and like a they call it a beast, but it kind of looks like a dinosaur. Like
and what does that represent?
the four kingdoms, like Babylon, Medo, Persia, Greece, and Rome. So Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome, the four kingdoms in the Bible.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
I was toying with that. like I said, I'm not.
The thing too with me. Now I understand it's gonna be there forever. It has to mean something, but I also want mine to look good. Like I got the lion on my chest because I graduated from Penn State, but it's not a Nittany lion. Like it's a bit more meaner than a Nittany lion.
Yeah, but I understand. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's if I can justify what it represents, it's okay for me.
Whenever I thought of getting one, all of mine were related to like religion in some way. And I don't know if that's just because I grew up in a church or, you know, something. I just think they're the coolest.
That's understandable.
So moving back to the fourth here. This is something I wanted to ask. You're 24 years old. Do
Um,
you still like the 4th of July for the fireworks or the shenanigans that go along with it?
the shenanigans that go along with it. Fireworks do not do a damn thing for me.
Did you ever like fireworks?
Um, so if you would have asked me that when I was 10, I would say, "Oh yeah, I love fireworks." But thinking on it from a 24-year-old's perspective, I don't know it's as much that I like the fireworks or I like people getting together and hanging out. But I always just associated that with the fireworks.
It kind of feels like a burden in a way. Like you kind of have to stop whatever you're doing to go out and watch some fireworks that you've seen every year. Like they don't really ever change.
If you've seen one fireworks show, you've seen them all, unless it's Disney.
And, you know, that's a different animal in itself.
Exactly.
But for the 4th of July, like it's like it feels like a burden sometimes in a way because you're let's just use we're in your garage having a great time, playing pong, doing shooting the shit. And next thing you know, we have to fucking go outside, get chairs, look up at the sky, and it kind of just puts a kink in the flow.
Oh yeah. By the time I get back in there, my biorhythm on Pong is going to be way too cold.
Well, even like a lot of people will be like, "All right, I'm done for the night," and that's when they'll end their night.
I don't. So I don't do that.
I just it's like it kind of just really fucking puts a kink in the rhythm. And if you can't fight back, then
Yeah, I mean the fireworks don't do anything for me. I sit outside and bullshit with people and kind of half-hearted watch them, half-hearted don't. Like I don't care enough to be fully invested.
my dogs don't like them, so it
One
sucks.
thing that really grinds my gears is when people post an entire fireworks display on their Snapchat story. Like, dude, we've all seen them. You don't need to do that.
Unless you're fucking shooting it at a dragon or a Russian enemy ship, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that and concerts. It annoys the hell out of me when people post entire concerts on their Snapchat story. Like, dude, go enjoy the moment.
When I was younger, I did that, and then one day I was just like, "What's the fucking? I'm missing the concert recording it."
Yeah, well, there's a couple ways to look at that. Number one, I mean, yeah, you are missing the concert. Number two, you're showing all these other people the concert that didn't pay to go there.
You know what's funny? I It's just piggybacking on that thought. I don't know if this is where you're trying to go with it, but when people post every fucking minute of their vacation on Snapchat, like if they're like in some like beach or something.
I mean, I can understand taking a picture like of different things you see, but you don't have to post like three 10-second videos of waves crashing.
Yeah, like it kind of feels like you're spitting in my face like you can't afford this, but I can.
I don't look at it like that. I just look at it like when I associate a vacation, I associate it with like peace and quiet and like kind of getting away from everything. Like when I'm on vacation, I'm not on my phone too much because I'm like doing other stuff. I don't know. I like going to Atlantic City. I like going to the beach. I like walking the boardwalk. I like going to casinos. Like I don't know. It's my chance to get away from everything. Why do I want to show everyone what I'm doing? That's my chance for some privacy.
Well, it might have been, my perception might have been from the person who was actually doing it. That's the They're very uppity, like nose in the air. But like
Then maybe it
it
could be.
was literally like every minute of their vacation, which was kind of annoying. But I like your like I'm like you. I like to relax.
Yeah, like a lot of these things that I know it grinds my gears when I see like the fireworks and stuff, but I don't know. I just like if I'm with people enjoying the moment, that's where I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay enjoying the moment. I'm not gonna make sure everyone sees that I'm enjoying the moment.
Do you think that relates back to like our millennial Zoomer culture where you have to get that constant reassurance that people know what you're doing, like that clout?
Um, I'm gonna go even a step broader and say that now I'm not gonna be one of those people that says like, "Oh, phones are the worst thing to ever exist," because they're not. They are very useful, but to me, it comes down to the phones. Like I don't know, like our parents wouldn't have done that stuff. They didn't have phones.
No, but it's
But
kind.
I think you're onto something there. Yeah, I think that's a little bit younger than us, though. Not as much us. I think our generation does it solely because they have phones and can. I think kids that are probably a bit younger than us are probably like, oh, everyone needs to see what I'm doing and know how important I am.
So the parents like above us that are like in their 30s and 40s who do that. Do you think they do it because they need to know what they're doing, or just like they think social media is so cool that they can share every portion of their life that they're just doing it because they think it's fucking cool? They don't care who actually sees it.
Honestly, I think that like the 32-year-old parents that post like every picture of their child on Facebook.
Or like, yeah, like document every fucking day, like baseball game today, and every at bat the kid goes 0 for 4, but like they're still showing videos of it.
I think part of that is honestly because they think it's pretty cool. Because growing up, they probably didn't have that. I
No,
also understand like the pictures of kids and stuff because let's be honest,
suck.
cameras do suck, but it's so much easier to just take a picture on your phone and save it and post it or something. Like it's not gonna get lost that way.
Yeah, because think about back in the day. You had to take the picture, get the
Go get
film,
them developed.
and if you did something wrong, you lost all them pictures.
Exactly. So I kind of understand the taking all the pictures and stuff. Why you have to post all of them, that I don't entirely know, but I'm all for taking pictures. And honestly, you know what I think has been a great advancement in technology? And this might sound really stupid. The fact that now I still have an iPhone 8, so I still have a home button. The fact that if you hit the home button and the lock button at the same time, you can take this nice little thing called a screenshot.
Okay, so I just upgraded to the 13. Is that the newest
Okay.
one? You could
I'm
still
not
do
sure.
that. It's now the up volume button and lock button.
Okay.
But sorry, I die. I just wanted to let the people know.
Still though, even at that though, I think screenshot and stuff was kind of cool. Like I see something cool online rather than
Yeah.
having to go through the hassle of like send it to somebody on Facebook and stuff like that
Well,
or
now
re-find it again. I just screenshot it and text it.
if you screenshot it, like it comes up in like that little separate screen now, and you
Yeah,
can send it to whatever social media thing you want or your text message, and then you can delete it. Like it doesn't even save. It's like you don't have to
yeah,
like
that's
gunk up your pictures.
yeah. Now, if I see like a really funny one, I'm gonna save it.
I still remember when Snapchat came out. Um, and they with screenshot and like how it was like boys are always gonna screenshot your nudies.
Well, don't send nudes. I don't know what to tell you.
But I just remember that being on the news the one night, and my mom was like, "Don't you download that Snapchat? You'll never know what they're gonna be sending you."
Yeah, it's weird to think that our generation was probably like the
The
first with Snapchat.
the guinea pigs, sort of.
Yeah,
I feel like we were guinea pigs for like a lot of the new social media.
honestly, it might be.
I miss old Facebook. Back when it was just people sharing like dumb pictures and videos.
Yeah, everything I see anymore that like I actually look at is like an ad.
Yeah.
Also, I apologize to the podcast. My allergies are acting up, so noise warning.
Oh,
Oof.
and I don't even really go on Twitter anymore just to promote the Triple Special podcast.
Like and follow.
Sub, download. But Twitter's like a toxic wasteland of just people hating on each other.
Basically, the only stuff I follow on Twitter is WWE stuff and hockey stuff.
But even like don't you struggle, especially cuz like now it's like you might like this and it shows you like all these suggestions and it's just people fucking shitting and just negativity the whole time.
Yeah, I do see a lot of that. Even with hockey stuff, it's always people just bitching about something. They're destroying another fan base or something like that.
I just can't wait till college football comes back.
I would say that, but 8-4 with 5-star recruits kind of bugs me.
I mean, for me, it looks great coming off an ACC championship.
Yeah,
Got some great people out of the transfer portal. We lost
yeah.
fucking
You know what? You can say that your team has won a championship or a conference championship more recently than mine.
yeah, not even a year. Even though we lost fucking what's his name? Jordan Addison to fucking Lincoln Riley, that fucking scumbag. What call?
Oh,
What?
I just had a major brain fart there. Thinking, where the hell did Lincoln Riley go? Where did he go?
USC.
USC. Yes, took Caleb Williams with him.
Yeah, but They didn't tamper though. They got everybody uh the right way.
I think Lincoln Riley's a very good coach.
He's a scumbag when it comes to recruiting.
You think?
Why would you? I just feel like you just got you're coming off an ACC championship. You just won the Blinkenhoff Award. You just got USC's quarterback. You have all these returning guys. Why would you go to USC?
I don't know on that one.
Not the sunny Southern California air. From what I heard, he got a nice 7 million NIL deal,
Oh, he very well might have.
and whatever else those deals include. But that's like the same thing of like Saban calling out is it Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M?
Yeah,
Having that again, all these top recruits. Did you see that?
I saw something about it, but honestly, I didn't read enough into it to know what was going on.
Uh so pretty much Saban called out Jimbo Fisher for manipulating the NIL and getting these top recruits after having such a shit season. And this all came about like the same time with the alleged tampering of the Addison.
Ah,
Like it was just suspicious how many people went to Texas A&M after, in a traditional recruiting sense, if you're a top recruit, you wouldn't go to a down Texas A&M team.
yeah, probably not.
But like in another way, if you're Nick Saban though, do you have that like privilege of calling people out like that? Because people will pay to go to Alabama because you're guaranteed at least one, what, maybe even 2 rings in your 4 years.
Yeah, probably.
So maybe he sits on a little bit of a high privilege, having the ability that they don't have to really do much in the way of recruiting. Just the name Alabama is enough to get you there.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much Alabama actually has to recruit. Like, do they have to recruit, or do you have to like promote yourself to go there?
I mean, I feel like if you're like a five star, they'll probably send old Nicky Boy to your house to say hi. But for the most part, I feel like you just get an assistant coach visit and they're like, here, this is what we have to offer. You in or you're out.
Yeah, if you redshirt and use your COVID year, you might see special teams time your 6th year.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I feel like even as to be a walk on is an honor. I just I think about my time playing football in college and like I had no time really, but I couldn't imagine being at Alabama because just especially what like Najee Harris said when he got drafted. He had so much free time with the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, college they pretty much own you.
And especially there, like I assume they tell you when to eat, sleep, and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you ever see the SNL skit with John Cena?
Yeah, yes.
Do you
Yes.
do you think if you're like Bryce Young or is it Will Johnson, whoever their linebacker is,
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, do you think they go to class?
Not a chance in the world.
No. I I think the only thing Bryce Young is studying is film.
100%.
Like it, you got it. That kid you know from day one is going to the league. There's no shot you're making him go to fucking class.
No, I now I think like maybe some of the guys who play but aren't like superstars probably go to class.
Like the offensive lineman.
So it's always Dizek who tells me the story, but apparently Quentin Nelson took a pottery class in college and broke his vase and threw like a little hissy fit meltdown like in class because he broke his vase in pottery class. It's just comical to me thinking of Quentin Nelson, the best offensive lineman in the league, taking pottery class in college.
Sitting there with his nice little spinning table just up
A
and
nice little
down.
vase and him
Yeah.
knocking it off the desk and
Quentin
being not
mad!
happy at all.
Well, that was like Jameis Winston taking basket weaving.
Did he?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston also stole crab legs.
Now, my question there is, how many times prior did he do that? And that day, that dude was just in a bad mood and said something.
Well, did you see the video? I mean, it's funny to joke about, but I really don't think he stole it. I think he was just in his own little world, picked them up, and then forgot to stop at the register. I really don't think there was like malicious intent of like if you saw, he wasn't trying to hide them. He was walking out with them in plain sight.
And sometimes that shit happens.
I've done that before and immediately said, "Oh my god, I just walked out with this. I'm not stealing it. I completely forgot to." I did that with something on the bottom of my cart once. A case of water, actually, a giant.
Um,
I pulled everything else out of the top of the cart and walked out with the case of water still on the bottom of the cart. You know how there's that little ledge?
mm-hmm. That makes 100% sense.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
that, right?
that's where I keep
Yeah,
like my dog food or stuff or water.
yeah, something heavier you put down there. And I just completely forgot to pull it up and pay, and I immediately walked back in with the cart, and I'm like, hey, I was just in here. I promise I'm not stealing, but I walked out with the case of your water completely by accident.
Did you go to self checkout or like a person?
No, person.
Oh, that's even worse. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
that. That's how you know I didn't have malicious intent. Like if I wanted to steal something, I'm gonna go through self check and just not check it.
But like maybe like Jameis Winston's easy like spot. He's not that difficult to
Right.
miss. So he probably thought, ah, fuck, I'll just come back, pay for it another time. If his intent wasn't to steal.
I just to me, Jameis to me doesn't seem malicious.
No,
Like, okay, Jameis is a meatball. There's
I was gonna
no
say,
saying he's not. I mean, like the eating a W and his post game speech after the national championship. Like,
yeah, did you ever hear him talk?
yes,
There ain't much up there. That fucker
no,
probably just walked out of the store not knowing.
yes. Like he just doesn't seem malicious to me. He doesn't seem like the type of football player like Richie Incognito who's gonna like bully the hell out of teammates or something like that. Like Jameis seems like he's there to have fun, throw touchdowns, and throw interceptions.
Jameis looks like he is like he walks around with the Jackson 5 song. Doo doo doo. What's the song?
I don't know what you're going for.
Yeah. What's that called? Rockin' Ratty? Rockin' Robin playing in his head, just, dancing to the beat.
Yeah, like he just I don't know, like Jameis is the kind of guy that I wouldn't mind having a beer with and like seeing just what the hell he's like. Like he seems like he's genuinely a good time.
And nobody ever accused him of being a brainiac either. I don't think he'd be able to plan stealing crab legs.
And like crab legs of all things, like now I get crab legs aren't the cheapest, but at
He's a
that point, I mean they're still probably reasonably priced.
Also he's a D1 player at Florida State.
Yeah,
He
you
could
can't tell me he
afford
wasn't getting money.
Yeah, he could afford fucking crab legs.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think he genuinely just made an honest mistake and thought, you know what?
And he probably thought like it was a book bag, his football bag or book bag in his hand or something.
Like I don't know. I just have a hard time thinking he maliciously stole crab legs. And
No.
even at that, you see some of the shit that football players are arrested for, like driving drunk, going like 140 with like their kid in the car, or like beating up a girlfriend or something.
Well, that's a good point to bring up. Henry Ruggs. He just signed that huge rookie deal. Why aren't you getting a fucking driver to take you home from the bar?
That would be so. I actually, you know, you always ask the question like, if you won $1 billion, what are some things that you would buy? I would have a personal chauffeur, not even just for drinking purposes, but like sometimes driving gets annoying, and it, being a passenger is much easier.
Yeah, personal chauffeur, like a driving service on retainer.
Yeah, like now I understand he's not a billionaire. He was a rookie deal, but
Well, his
you
signing
have
bonus was huge.
I was gonna say, you have the world in the palm of your hands. You have all the talent in the world, more speed than I could ever ask for. You're playing on a pretty decent team. You're gonna get a lot of catches, and you go and do that. Like I have a really hard time feeling bad for him when I
No,
have a hard time feeling bad for any of them. Like you understand how under the microscope you are as a professional athlete to begin with. Like anyone who I don't know how do I even word it. Anyone who watches football knows who Henry Ruggs is. One of the best young receivers in the league.
and
Like
I mean, driving drunk in general is something you can't forgive. But
you
like,
understand the risks that go with it, and I mean, I don't know.
and
Just
not on top. Oops, sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go
On
ahead. I
top of
wasn't
that,
gonna
he
have
was
issues.
fucking flying.
So okay, probably shouldn't be admitting this, but I have driven drunk before, once or twice, maybe 3 times.
Well, drunk as in
Drunk as in I definitely should not have been driving.
okay.
Like I was probably well above the legal limit. Now I'm admitting that shouldn't be. Was it the smartest idea? No. While it was a dumb decision to get behind the wheel of the car, I also knew like not only was I taking my life into my intoxicated hands, but I could be taking others. Um, the speed limit was considered speeding to me. Like if the speed limit was 45, I was going 40. Like now, I'm not at all. How do I word this? Because this is going to sound bad. I'm not at all condoning being stupid, but if you're gonna be stupid, you need to be calculated stupid.
And you need to know the risks
Yes, you
before.
need to know right, 100%. Like I knew the risks, what would happen if I got behind the wheel of a car. Yes, I can't even say 3 times. I think I only did it twice that I know of, and one of them was in town.
I think I might have did it once, but I like you said, I knew what I was doing, getting into beforehand.
Right. I know it's not the wording, but like it's not okay to be stupid. But if you're gonna be calculated stupid. Like
And especially if you're local and you know what roads are less driven than others.
exactly. Like you I don't know. I don't even have anything to add to that. I agree.
But what in retrospect to him though, we don't have as much potential in a way than he did. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, us doing it, we're not being like watched out for. Nobody's like hawking us to see what we're doing.
And we don't have $100 million possibly waiting for us 2 or 3 years down the road.
Oh, exactly.
So in a way, the risk is less for us, but it's no better.
That's actually a very good way to put that.
Like
Very good way to put that.
so like if we do it, we drive home, we hit a tree or something. We get a DUI, we get put in a police blotter. People read it on Sunday morning. Forget about it in a week. Henry Ruggs did it. They'll be talking about him for 10 years from now. About what he could have been.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because he's that under the microscope.
And he was that young and he was so electric. You want to know an interesting fact? I learned this from listening to podcasts last week. In Europe, so this is soccer. Say like they're doing like PKs or somebody has a break and misses the goal.
Yeah.
If that person's black, the crowd will get bananas and throw bananas at him and boo.
Oh. Uh, what?
Yeah. So the podcast I was listening to, they were talking about racism and like people were, how they say it's so bad in America, and they were talking about like how in Europe, if you're a black person playing soccer and you miss a goal, they will literally get bananas and throw it on the field and like go whoo, 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 at you
Oh, yeah,
and
that's not okay.
and drop like the hard R.
That's and we're the most racist country in the world, right?
I think the way it looks like that is because it doesn't get publicized in a way.
Yeah, I mean, but that's still not really okay.
But like, would you have known that if I would have never brought that up?
I would have had no clue.
But everybody knows about George Floyd all over the world. So like discrepancy in media. And in no way is that condoning. I just feel like people need to realize that, this isn't the only place where it happens.
Yeah.
Like imagine if that happened at like LeBron missed the game winning three or something and the Lakers fans threw bananas at him.
I do know that happened in a hockey game once, actually. Flyers guy named Wayne Simmons.
Ooh, I know Wayne. Good fighter.
Yeah, he's a good player. Um, they were actually in Europe for a preseason game, and while he was taking a shootout attempt, somebody threw a banana peel on the ice.
There you go.
I don't exactly remember what country in Europe, but
I don't think
I'm
it
actually going to look
matters.
this up.
Well, if you think about it, Europe, England left only just left India in what 1941 or something.
Boy, something like that.
1942. Quite recently in the span of the world.
Yes. Yes.
So and like so you can kind of see like a discrepancy of like in a way like the Meghan Markle thing, how she said she was alienated and like racistly abused by
Yeah.
Harry's family. You could see how, that shit's kind of believable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Here it is. I'm an idiot. It was not Europe. It was London, Ontario, Canada. Never mind. I remember seeing London, and that's why I just assumed Europe.
I think that kind of makes it worse.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Simmons is Canadian.
And a very well respected player, I'd say.
Extremely.
He kind of broke a lot of barriers in hockey.
He was the first black player to score 30 goals, and I think it was something like, might have been like 15 years.
But like he got to the point where if you said Wayne Simmons, you didn't have to say the black hockey player. He was a very household known name.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's a long way from where hockey used to be. I mean, geez.
I mean, and if I don't see any reason other than that black people don't want to do it, why there are not more black people in hockey. You know what I
So
mean?
that gets into the whole theory of, I mean, you typically won't see an African hockey player because geographically, where are you going to get ice in Africa?
Unless it's man made.
Even at that though, you need to keep the building at a certain temperature. And I mean, calling it like it is, geopolitically, Africa typically isn't that developed. Like they don't have air conditioning a lot of the countries.
No,
So how are you going to get ice?
unless a company would somehow sponsor a rink, that's probably about the only way.
Yeah.
Like if the NHL is like, "Hey, we're gonna expand into Africa," I mean, I don't see any other way. Well, that was like the Jamaican bobsled team. They did it on dirt before they got to ice.
Yeah, I mean there are ways to do it. Like you can do rollerblades until you get ice skates.
But imagine how much harder you have to work to get to that level.
It, extremely.
Yeah. So in a way, it's kind of like, is the risk worth the reward? And hockey, you don't get paid as well as other sports.
No, you don't because it's not as nationally covered. Not as promoted.
Which is odd because that's like another, like imagine hockey could be a dominating sport on TV if it's just promoted more. Get more ice rinks into places. Get kids learning how to skate.
I agree with that.
I mean, I went ice skating once in my life because that's the ice skating rink wasn't very close.
Yeah, I mean there aren't really any close. That's probably why I played roller hockey in college instead of ice.
Do you think you'd if you transition to ice, it'd be any easier? Like, you think you'd
Um,
be able to transition over fairly quick?
so I've ice skated a few times. You can coast a lot more on ice, which I think is beneficial. Like rollerblades, once those wheels stop spinning, you're not moving. Ice, you can kind of get some momentum, and you're gonna slide on ice for a while.
Do you think it's harder to get going with roller skates too, or do you think vice versa?
That I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because well, when you roller hockey, are your skates like the one line of wheels, or is it like four?
The one line of wheels.
I just feel like it would be harder to get that initial momentum going.
So you got to do it sideways. Like you start sideways and like run with them basically until you get some speed going. Then you can have the wheels moving.
Now, what position did you play?
I was a forward. Um, for being a bigger guy, I mean, I was never a great skater. I'm not gonna claim to ever have been like a good skater, but I have good hands and I'm big, so I was very useful in front of the net. Like I was kind of tough to move. I would muck it up, get some rebound goals. I also have a wicked shot. I don't know if I still do have one, but I used to have one. I have clocked 90 on a slap shot before.
You should
One
come here.
time, but I've hit 90
You should come here and play with the people at the rec. They play, I think, Mondays and Fridays at 5 a.m.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Ah, I don't know about that.
Before I thought they were roller hockey, but now I think they just play with shoes on.
Oh, straight.
Yeah. If you want, I'll reserve a spot for you. I'll tell them that you're coming.
No, it's all right.
Do you ever miss it?
I mean, I just played in an adult league this year, and I actually finished with over a point a game pace. I think I scored 23 points in 16 games.
Was that street or roller?
Roller.
Ooh, look at you, the three-toed sloth.
It honestly felt good that I scored any points, considering when that happened, I didn't know if I'd ever skate again.
Well, you were back on skates
That
quite
was
fast.
that was the first thing I did. Once they said I was fully healed, that day I went home, went into my garage, and put my skates on to see if I could like stand on them, move on them, anything.
Because, like, you sent me a picture and, like, you were at the rink skating around.
Yeah, I mean that's that's a benefit of still being close to this day with my old hockey coach. He's pretty involved down there, and he
Hmm.
got me in there.
So, like, it was pretty impressive the amount of time in between the injury to you back full-time skate.
I guess with me being younger, I had like really good healing. I know when they took my stitches out, that sucked because I healed too fast. I should have had my stitches out probably like 2 days earlier.
Were they under the skin?
Yeah,
Oh, I know that.
yeah. There was a puddle of sweat um on the bench. I sweat right through the bench from how much I was clenching my fists in the paper on the seat.
Oh, I
I
know.
actually I actually cocked the fist at the guy on the one. He didn't see it. My mom was like, "Don't you dare."
I
I
know.
never would have hit him, but I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch, that hurt."
I know exactly how you feel. It happened to me.
Yeah, they got embedded.
That happened. When I got had to get my hand done, they had to open up my pinky at like the knuckle all the way down,
Oh,
and they were underneath. So, not only on top of that, they had to take the pins out because I had pins sticking out of my finger.
yeah.
So like they had to pull the pin and then they had to go digging, and it's like they don't give you anything to fucking numb or anything.
No, you pretty much just have to go for it.
That's why when I got stitches in my thumb over Christmas, when they said what the minimum amount of time was, that's when I went. How many how many stitches you end up getting?
I don't remember.
Was it? This is gonna sound stupid, but like, did they like do like every little inch, or were they kind of like spaces in between? You know what I mean?
There were spaces in between, but not very big spaces.
So you're probably well over 20.
I want to say I want to say 29 on big toe, back of my second and my third toe. I want to say
Oh,
29.
just thinking about that gives me like goosebumps. Stitches are the worst. I don't know about you.
Wait, what did you say is the worst?
Stitches.
Is the worst?
Stitches.
So I've never had stitches before until this. Like that's what was such like I'm gonna say culture shock, but that's not the word. But like a shock to the system of I went 23 and some odd years without ever having like a serious injury. Now I broke a wrist when I was younger, but they put a cast on me and I went about my business.
See, I'm well versed in the world of stitches.
Like
I
I've never had any nasty cuts or anything
mm,
like that.
so when I was, oh god, I want to say 4, 5 maybe. My brother threw me up in the air and moved, and I smacked my face off the ground, and that was my first initiation with stitches.
Oh God.
And then I got a bike peg. I put a bike peg through my shin. Um,
Ugh.
and then I had double knee surgery twice, but those were staples, which were even weirder. And then my hand, my thumb. I think that's about it.
I mean, the closest I ever came to stitches before, I lie, I actually did have stitches before, but it was when I got my wisdom teeth out and they were dissolvable.
Yeah, I had those. That wasn't bad.
No, they weren't bad.
I
I
thought the
was
wisdom.
told I was told no chewing tobacco for a week or else I'm going to get dry socket. I had one in the day of the surgery.
Wow, really?
Guess what I didn't get?
Dry socket. I never got a dry socket either.
No. No, mine weren't bad. They gave me perks to take for them and I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not going to like I know how this goes. I know like if I take them I might get. That was always one of my biggest fears, like having to take painkillers and then like possibly getting addicted.
I'm actually thankful when I got my surgeries. I was still in high school because my mom controlled the pills. Because with my knees, I was before I left they gave me Valium. Is that
Oh
right?
Jesus. Okay.
So like I was in so much pain that they gave me like Valium before I left even. And the first 2 days I took pain. I think I got Vikes.
Okay.
So what they see, what I don't understand is how people take them and function. because I
Oh
would
my
take
god,
them
no.
and I'd be out. Like I'd be passed out. So I took them for 2 days, and then I started. My mom weaned me off and gave me Advil.
Um, even even with my toes, I didn't take a serious painkiller. I did straight Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Did you take anything like the first day?
No, no. The day I came home, I took Advil and ibuprofen.
It's good because then,
Um, the good thing for me though is I got sent home with nerve blocks.
ooh,
Yeah, so like I had these bags that I had to carry around my neck, and I had like IVs in my leg.
ooh,
And if something would hurt, there was a button called the bolus button where it would unleash a bit of number.
okay.
So that was kind of nice. But by the time they wore off, I was pretty much. I was. No, I shouldn't say I was pretty much fine, but I was no longer in pain.
Did it make you feel like you were like carrying around like a club in a way, like your leg was just
No, it wasn't that kind of numbing. It was like more like a tingle. Like right when you're
mm,
about to get real bad pins and needles, like it tingles, and then you get the pins and needles.
yeah, or it gives you like that little second, like if you move now, you'll be all right.
Yes. Yes. It was a constant feeling of if you move now, you'll be all right. But if you didn't move now, you'd still be all right. Like it never went past that.
Because
It would just numb me up a bit.
I had nerve
They
block,
really
yeah, for my
okay.
hand,
So,
and it felt like I was carrying around like a club,
really?
like my whole hand. I couldn't feel from my elbow down.
No, mine wasn't like that.
I'll tell you what, we're at the hour mark.
Oh, this one did not feel like an hour. We are just
No,
kind of bullshitting on this one.
no. The only other topic we had was expensive clothes. Are they worth it?
I feel very passionately about that.
I am a Walmart Boscov's discount shopper.
Yeah. Yes. I try not to buy expensive clothes. The biggest thing for me is comfort, and I do find that shorts wise, I tend to wear Nike or Under Armour. Now I know that's expensive, but t-shirt wise, oh my god, give me a Gildan one. Doesn't even have to have anything on it. If it has something on it, even better. Give me like a nice little basic dry fit. Anything.
I
I
actually
don't. I don't give a shit.
I went away from Nike and Under Armour shorts.
Really.
I didn't like the way they felt. So I wear Spalding, Champion, and Hanes.
Hanes shorts.
Yeah. They're $5 from Walmart. And I love them.
Hanes shorts. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have a peek here what Hanes shorts look like.
They're nothing's fucking special, I'll tell you that.
That's the thing, though. I don't really care what I look like.
There's no
I'm not trying.
logos
I'm
on
not
them.
trying to impress anybody.
There's no logos or anything on it.
Hmm. Yeah, they're not bad.
I'm sorry. Also, Fruit of the Loom. They were $6.30.
There you go.
And the only reason I bring it up because we were watching a show, and the one shirt was $50. One singular shirt for $50. You know how many shirts I could buy for $50?
The thing for me is I'm a large human being,
Same.
so from time to time I have trouble finding my size, and I might have to order like big and tall.
That's why I always get big and tall. Because then I don't have to worry.
Yeah, I don't like
I
spending
also
stupid amounts of money.
I also have like body issues. The way the clothes look on me, I like them to look a certain way. You know what I mean? If something's a little tight someplace, I don't like it and I won't wear it.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too.
Like I'd rather have clothes draped over me that are a size too big than wear something maybe a size too small, half a size too small, give or take.
Yeah, I wear baggy clothes.
I always have. It's always been the way I was.
Yeah, I won't wear tight clothes. Absolutely not. I don't think they're comfortable.
I can't justify spending $50 on one item unless it's shoes because they're, expensive.
Oh, did you see a whole thing about I don't remember her name. The one political chick like twerking or something like that.
Oh, the I want to say New Hampshire uh house. Hold on. Yeah, I saw it. I liked it. Senate State Senator Tyria Mack. Rhode
Yeah,
Island.
I didn't see what the whole thing was about. I just saw people were kind of like, "That's against the political landscape. Shouldn't be doing that."
It was literally just a video of her in a bikini twerking. She was doing a handstand and twerking.
I don't really feel like that's the end of the world.
Well, she's also a lesbian, so
Once again, I don't find that to be the end of the world.
I I thought the video was quite nice. If I do say so myself, I quite enjoyed it,
Hey, women are women.
and it was jiggle jiggle. It didn't fold.
Huh?
I think I think we need more politicians doing that.
I think we need Joe Biden to do that.
Did you see the picture of Nancy Pelosi on the beach?
No, no, I did not.
If you want a good laugh, you gotta look up Andrew Scholes on Twitter. He goes on a rant about it.
What's his name? Andrew.
Scholes, Schulz. So it's from 4 days ago.
4 days ago, boy. Oh, I know this guy. I've seen this guy's stuff
Yeah,
before.
he just keeps quote tweeting it and adding new stuff.
Oh my god.
I love him. He's so fucking funny.
Inflation has hit Nancy Pelosi. Good lord.
You have to listen to his podcast, Flagrant 2.
I'll give him a follow.
It is fucking unhinged.
Oh, the Iron Sheik follows him, so I have to follow him.
Anything else for the good of the people?
That I can think of. I don't have anything.
All right.
I don't have anything. I enjoyed this one.
People, you know what to do. Sub on YouTube, download on all the other sites. We're now on Good Pods, Apple Music. I think that's it.
I think I have to start doing a Stone Cold what between everything that you say that we're on.
We're on YouTube,
What?
Spotify,
What?
Apple Podcast,
What?
Good Pods,
What?
Spreaker,
What?
and Amazon Audible.
Now give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Follow us on Instagram at Triple Special Podcast, on Twitter at 3 Special Podcast. Thanks for listening. And as always, if we don't
Thank
see you,
you.
we'll smell you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.